Hey everyone, I'm so glad you're here today. We're going to dive into a fascinating and often overlooked process happening inside your body right now. And that's called protein recycling. Now, this isn't just some boring science talk. It's a game-changing mechanism that keeps you strong, healthy, and alive. And guess what? It challenges a lot of what you've probably heard about protein consumption, especially from the fitness gurus. Now, we've all heard from the experts like Dr. Gabrielle Lyon, Dr. Lane Newton, Dr. Peter Attia, Dr. Jason Fung, the weight loss doctor, and many others pushing their high protein for health, fitness, and longevity. In fact, Dr. Peter Attia recently backed away from his previous stance on high protein. Maybe he's heard one of my broadcasts or one of my videos on the topic. Who knows? I'm not one for a lot of anecdotal information, but let me share something personal to set the stage. I'm 57 years old, 6 feet 6 inches tall, weigh about 290 pounds with a body fat percentage of 14%. And guess what? I don't eat a lot of crazy amounts of protein, sometimes just 100 grams or less a day. And despite that, I can still deadlift over 500 pounds and press, not just bench press, dumbbell press, 160 pound dumbbells, that's 160 pounds in each arm for reps. Now how? It's all thanks to and understanding protein recycling. Now, this is a process that's way more important than most people realize. You ask, so what is protein recycling? Let's break this down. Think of your body as an ultra efficient recycling plant. Now, just like how a recycling center takes old plastic bottles and aluminum cans and turns it into something new, your body does the same thing with proteins. It breaks down old or damaged proteins into amino acids, which are the building blocks of life, as most people know. And then these amino acids are then used to create fresh proteins, which help repair cells, maintain tissues, and keep things running smoothly. Now, the cool part, your body is constantly upgrading itself using its internal resources. Even when you're not getting a ton of protein from food, this was especially crucial for our ancestors who went days, sometimes even weeks without food, but still needed to have the strength to hunt, survive, and thrive. Many people don't think about that. We don't use logic. We don't use common sense. So how does protein recycling work? Let's look at a few ways this works in real life. Collagen turnover. Collagen, which is found in your skin and connective tissues, is constantly being broken down and rebuilt. The amino acids from old collagen are recycled to make new collagen or other proteins your body needs. Then we have autophagy. This is cellular self-cleaning. Autophagy is like your body's housekeeping service. It clears out damaged proteins, and after a workout, it reuses these same amino acids to repair and rebuild your muscles. Isn't that cool? Now, recycling red blood cells. I'm just gonna name a few of these. Red blood cells live about 120 days or so. And when they break down, the protein inside called hemoglobin gets recycled and used to make other proteins. And we have enzymes and hormones. These proteins are temporary workers like amylase in your spit or digestive juices, digestive enzymes in your stomach. Once their job is done, they're done. So their amino acids are recycled for new protein synthesis. Then we have the immune system recycling. Antibodies that are no longer needed can be repurposed to create new immune proteins or used in other important processes. Then now we're getting to some of my favorite stuff. We got fasting and protein recycling. Now this right here is a power combo. Here's where things get even cooler. When you fast, something we incorporate into the Evo Life Wellness Protocol or the Dobson Mind Shift Life Shift Protocol, your body really kicks its recycling game into high gear. Now, during fasting, certain amino acids like alanine and glutamine are converted into glucose to keep your energy levels high. This process is also known as gluconeogenesis. Why fasting supercharges protein recycling? At Evil Life Wellness, we use intermittent fasting, which is a 16-8, and a weekly 36-hour fast to optimize your health. Now, during the 36-hour fast, your body ramps up human growth hormone. A lot of people take human growth hormone shots to get more muscle, but your body naturally ramps up human growth hormone by 500 to 800%. And this helps you preserve lean muscle mass while your body burns fat for fuel. Plus, fasting activates autophagy, which we talked about previously, helping your body clear out old damaged cells and recycle them into fresh, healthy components. It's like giving your body a tune-up, promoting long-term wellness and repair. So how much protein does the body recycle? This is where things get interesting. On average, your body recycles, get this, about 250 to 300 grams of protein per day. Around 75 to 80% of the amino acids from this recycled protein are reused. Let me repeat that. 75 to 80% of this is recycled. So if you require, let's say, about 250 to 300 grams of protein a day, you really might only need 62 to 75 grams from food. Now that's pretty impressive, right? However, protein recycling alone isn't enough to meet all your needs, especially during periods of intense physical activity, growth, or recovery. That's why you still need dietary protein to fuel your body correctly, and you might need more than 75 grams a day. Now, the USDA says if you're on a 2,000 calorie a day diet, you only need 50 grams of protein. But most would say 90 grams for a 250-pound person who is sedentary. Now, sedentary does not mean what most think. Many of my clients, when I mention what's your activity level and all that stuff, they'll say active or highly active when they're really sedentary. So you could go to the gym, get me now, for an hour every day before work. But if you have a desk job or a sedentary job, sitting behind some computer most of the day, or spending most time sitting down on the couch watching TV, Netflix, the news, or whatever, then you, my friend, are considered sedentary. But let's get back on track, because that goes down a whole nother thing when we talk about TDE, total daily energy expenditure, and things like that, where people check the wrong box and allot themselves 300, 400, 500 more calories a day than they need. And then when they do their calculations and do their diets, and then they're eating, and they wonder why they're not losing weight, because you overestimated your diet consumption by about 300 to 500 calories a day, which is about almost maybe a pound or so a week. So if you're working your tail off, you're just breaking even. You don't know why you're not losing weight. That's why. You're sedentary. Why protein recycling has its limits. As amazing as protein recycling is, it has its limits. Essential amino acids are the ones your body can't make on its own. And therefore it has to come from an outside source, or it has to come from your diet. And without enough dietary protein, your body may have to break down muscle tissue to make up the difference, because muscles contain the essential amino acids. Now let's go through some key takeaways. Protein recycling is an incredible process that keeps your body functioning efficiently, even if you're fasting or not eating a ton of protein. Also, fasting supercharges this process. It promotes fat burning, muscle preservation, and cellular repair. And while your body is incredible at recycling, you still need dietary protein to provide the essential amino acids your body can't produce on its own. But as you found out just from the information I just gave you, you don't need nearly as much as you thought you did. So here's my final thought. Understanding protein recycling is key to making smarter, more informed decisions about your diet and lifestyle. So if you eat more than your required amount of protein, will it hurt you? No. But now, if you don't eat what is touted as an effective dose of protein a day, it still won't hurt you due to protein recycling. At Evil Life Wellness, we embrace fasting and balanced nutrition to help you achieve your health goals in a sustainable, knowledgeable way. So with that being said, thanks for tuning in, and let's keep science-based information at the forefront. It's not always this hocus pocus stuff or conspiracy theory stuff or this quack science, but it's real science, even though it might not be mainstream science. Thanks for tuning in.